$375 radio-controlled race car, $1,500 race car. What's the difference? In this video, we're going to find out. So you want to start radio-controlled car racing, but you don't know where to start? Well, this video's for you. So first of all, electric or nitro. Nitro's a lot more messing around. You really need about 2 people to race them. There's a lot more to go wrong with them. They're a lot harder to set up. So when you're first starting out, forget nitro, jump straight into electric. Next up, off-road or on-road. So on-roads tend to be a little bit more finicky setting them up. People that race them tend to take it a little bit more seriously. Whilst with the off-roads, they seem less maintenance, less to go wrong on them, and people tend to have a little bit more fun with them. But at the end of the day, it depends if you want to be bumping and jumping or if you want to go on road. So whatever looks more fun to you, that's the one you should choose. I'm going to focus on off-road because that's what I find more fun. Next up, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive tends to be a little bit more expensive. There's more to build because there's 2 differentials and sort of 2 of everything. 2-wheel drive, cheaper, more basic, less maintenance, more popular, and I find them for racing more fun. So we're going to focus on 2-wheel drive. The $375 car is ready to run. It all comes built. It's 2-wheel drive, brushless motor, double wishbone suspension, front and rear with coilover shocks. Comes with a controller. So all you got to do is add a battery and go rip. The $1,500 one is actually the same price, $375, the same as that one. However, this one is bare bones. There's no electronics, no motor, no controller, no nothing. That's going to end up costing around about $1,500 by the time you've built it. And also this one here, you have to build it yourself. This one's also 2-wheel drive, also double wishbone suspension with coilover shocks, also going to have a brushless motor, but at 4 times the price. Is it worth it? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. We're going to build it, then we're going to take them both racing, compare lap times, and just genuinely see what the difference actually is. Here we go, part 1. Next up, we've got to install the servo, and for that I'm going to use one of these dash servos from Aeromax. Speed is absolutely ridiculous. There's all the techno babble. My first time using one of these, so I'm going to be interested to see how good it is. Anyway, if you want to know where we can get it from, and all the techno babble, and everything else that you see in this video, I'm going to put a link to all of that down below. Right, let's get it in. So I got the car from Yokomo, the batteries from Onyx, and all the internals of the car, all the electric servos, motor, speed controller, all of that stuff from Rochester RC. So link to all of that down below in the description. So next I've got to put the ball joint on the end of the shock shaft. Now you've got to be super careful. It's tempting to hold the shaft with a pair of pliers, but you're going to damage it, it's going to scratch it, and it's going to leak the oil out. So here, I've got a set of these shock pliers. So you put that in there. That fits in there perfectly. This is made from aluminium, so it's soft, and then you can just wind in. Now, if you haven't got a pair of these, you can use side cutters and hold it right on the end of the shaft like that. I mean, you're risking it, but at a push you can get by like that. Or you can just get a wrench and you can just hold it on the nut on the inside and then wind it in like that as well. So here we got the completed shocks, and they move absolutely perfectly smoothly. So that's the chassis built. Now let's fit the electronics. So I'm going to fit a hobby wing, speed controller and motor, 7.5 turns, so plenty of power, and Sanma radio. This is some of the best gear that you can get for racing. If you want to know about all this stuff, we can get it from all the techno babble, all the specifications, link down below. So motor in there, speed controller there, receiver there, tidy up the cables. Boom! Also, I got a set of these new Onyx lipos in here. Man, that servo is fast. Right, well, let's finish off the body and the last few bits, wheels and tyres. And then we'll take it out for a rip. Yes. Next up, we got to glue the tyres onto the wheels. Next, we've got to glue them on, and I always wear these now when gluing because a friend of mine, Craig, it flicked, it went into his eye, sealed his eyeball shut. What's happened here? Right, let's try again. That'll do. Next up, let's trim and paint the body. Here we've got the window masks. And here I'm roughing up the surface of the body so that the paint's got somewhere to stick to. Next up, colour wise, I think we should probably try something different for a change. Next up, we've got to have the game over graphics like we got on the monster truck. I've only really got red stickers here, so I've got to carefully cut round it. Looking over both of them, they do both look very similar. Both the Pro and the Ready to Run are both fully adjustable. There's probably more adjustments to be made on the Pro one, but you can still make some of the basic adjustments on this one. The Pro one's got a metal chassis, the Ready to Run plastic. A lot of the suspension components look very similar, if not exactly the same. Pro one's got carbon fibre shock towers, Ready to Run plastic, also plastic shock bodies. This one's got metal. Suspension does feel a little bit nicer on the Pro one. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Let's take them racing and see what the difference is. Can the $375 one keep up with the $1,500 one? Oh, postman! Oh, it's Christmas every day. So I've got some new tyres here, and these are brand new, just released from Schumacher carpet tyres for the front. For a while now, I've been wanting more front end grip. It's always been understeering. These new tyres should hopefully fix it. So here's the tyres that I've been running before. And now these ones here, they've still got the same bit on the outside, but they've got more knobbly bits in the middle. Apparently, that gives you more grip on carpet. So how the racing works, you get 3 qualifying rounds, then you get the final. So race number 1, I'll be racing the Ready to Run car on the stock tyres. Race number 2, we're going to get these racing tyres and put them onto the Ready to Run. Race number 3, we're going to be racing the competition race buggy with the racing tyres. It's going to be interesting to see what the lap times are. And then race number 4, the final, and there's normally like an A, B, C final, A final being the best. So whatever qualifying you do, the quickest drivers, they end up in the A final. So I'm going to aim for the A final, and then in the A final, if I get into the A final, I might not, but whatever final I get into, I'm going to be running these brand new tyres and see if we can get more front end grip and see what happens. If you've got too much front end grip, the car's going to keep spinning out in circles. It's going to be really hard to drive. We're going to be crashing loads and do really bad. Boom, here we are on location. Here we've got the heat listing. So I'm in this heat here. So we've got Ben, Bruno, Ewan. Let's have a look at their cars. Here we've got Bruno that normally wins. We've got Ben over there. He normally wins as well. So let's have a look at the competition. So what car is this one?
It's a Schumacher laydown, 2 X-Run as a speed controller, Talbot servo, X-Run motor as well.
Probably not got much of a chance against Bruno, and definitely not against Ben. What have you got, Ben? Schumacher as well?
Yeah.
Tyres going on here. Oh, are these the new ones?
They're the new ones. I've done a couple of laps and the thing just spins around the circuit.
Does it really? That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I've actually got a set of these as well. We're going to try mine in the final. Yeah. Here we've got Mike, cameraman. We got Ewan in the house. What have you got? Schumacher as well?
Lay down.
So this is a lay down one or a two?
Banggood servo.
Oh, EcoBoost.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the Banggood turbo in there. Right, well there we go. We've got more competition over here. So first race, we're going to race this one. So here we go, heat number 1, first qualifying round. The car drives fairly nice. It does lack steering. It just tries to go in a straight line. That is to be expected because of these front tyres. It's also got a gyro that doesn't help. Power-wise, it's really fast, loads of power. However, the control isn't the best. There's a little bit of delay on the throttle, a little bit of delay on the steering, and you can see I'm getting overtaken by a lot of people. But for a ready-to-run car, for your first racer, brilliant car. So here are the results. I came last, so I done 16 laps. Ben did 23, Ewan did 23, and my best lap was a 17 seconds. And their best lap is like a 12 point something, so you've got to try and put it up to there.
Why? Because it's...
No, it's a ready to run and it's got ready to run tyres, but next race we're going to put better tyres on it. So this car suffered from understeer badly. Basically that means you steer and the car just wants to go straight. So that's partially due to these tyres with no grip, but also it's got a gyro. So I'm going to take the gyro off, put the race tyres on and go again. And the rest of them. Boom! Boom, boom! So to get the gyro out, we just need to remove this wire. Pull the servo wire out of the gyro, plug that directly into the receiver, radio on, plug him in, and hopefully now, no gyro. Yes! So we got the popper on, guys, in the house.
It's been a while, Kev.
You've got the new tyres on there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a go.
So earlier on we was on about maybe you're going to be spinning around in circles.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
So there's the popper on car. Let's see if it grips or spins. Actually, looks like it's doing all right. That is definitely not spinning out. Well, final, I'm going to try it on mine. Here we go, heat number 2.
That's it.
Straight away, loads more grip on these front tyres. With the gyro off, the steering is a lot more responsive. Basically, what the gyro does, if the car slides out, the gyro will automatically steer in the opposite direction to counter-react the slide out. However, when you're racing, especially on high grip carpet, you don't really need it, it just holds you back. Oh. So that time I still came last, but we've got an extra 2 laps in. Couple of seconds quicker on the lap time. We're not quite as far behind. I reckon with some upgraded electronics in there, the speed controller's got a slight delay on there when you accelerate. If you had a quicker servo, I reckon this thing would get even quicker. Maybe we'll try it in future. Anyway, next, the racer. So straight away you can feel that this is a much higher quality kit. It drives a lot nicer, a lot more predictable. The steering, the throttle response, everything about it a lot nicer. However, this is just out the book setup. There's no setup gauge bin on it. There's no tweaking, it's just as it was built, out of the box. And straight away, it needs more steering. The front was understeering quite severely. So we're just going to see how well we do in this race, and then in the final, we're going to put on the higher grip tyres and see how we get on there. So because it's a brand new car and I'm still learning the characteristics, I did crash a few times, costing me a lot of laps, and then it took marshals a little while to put the car back on the track, and then I crashed again and the marshal put the car on the wrong side of the track, and then I pushed even harder to try and make up lost time and crashed even more. So all in all, lots of crashing, and ended up qualifying in the C final, which was the slowest final of the night. So we still came last. However, we got a little bit better lap time. I did crash a couple of times. James over there crashed into me. Then the marshal put me on the wrong side of the track. So we're probably about 2 laps down, really. But anyway, next race, we are going to be fitting the new specials. So we could do definitely a bit more steering. This probably isn't helping, having the camera on the back pushing down. Probably doesn't help that I've not cut the wing out properly. But with these new tyres, I don't want to change anything yet. Just chuck these tyres on and just see what happens. So here is the final listing. We got into the worst final, the C final. However, with these new tyres on there, the car was handling so much better. It took me a little while to get the hang of it because the car was just biting in so much sooner, so I was clipping the apex a couple of times. Definitely a lot faster, but still not perfect. We're going to need to do a few little setup changes to it to give it a little bit more steering. So we're going to take it back in the shop after this video, do the tweaks on it, then take it out again in this video and race it again and see if we can make it into the A final and hopefully even win it. So way better on those tyres. We come first, best lap is nearly a 13 second. Now we got the A final. It's going to be interesting to see how fast these can do. Look at that, pop along, have made it into the A final. They're off for the A final. The final that everybody aims to get into. Ben way out in the lead with his new tyres. So we're halfway in the race now. Looking at the best lap times, I'm not actually that far behind. We're going to do a few setup changes on here. I haven't even done the cambers. Look, all the wheel angles are out. Bring it here again, hopefully getting that A final and do better. Looking at the best lap times, I'm actually only about half a second behind. So that was actually the worst result that I've ever had at that club. But the car's got a fully box stock setup straight out of the box, and I've not really made any adjustments, but there's a few things that we can do to give it more steering. Then we're going to take it back to the race club in this video and see if we can improve. So these new tyres gave it loads more steering, but we still need more. So I can cut a little bit off of the rear wing. It's got way too much on there. Everyone was laughing at me at the club. I should probably cut it like they're ready to run one. I can take off the front anti-roll bar. That's going to give it more grip on the front. Also, the cambers are way off, so we're going to sort that out and just tilt those wheels in a bit. That's going to give it more front end grip as well. But overall, really impressed how this car feels. I really think it's got some great potential. In a minute, we're going to find out if it does. I've also gone into the speed controller settings and given more voltage to the servo, so now the steering's quicker. Also added some turbo to the speed controller, just a setting, gives it a bit more power, watch. Also, I haven't got my end point set correctly, so I'm not getting full steering travel. So we go on full steering lock, and look, we can go more. Right, let's go race. Here we are on location. Look at that, we've got all these famous YouTubers everywhere. How long's hiding behind there? Put his thing down. Here we got little Max. Do you want to drive that one? Yeah? Alright, cool. I'm going to be racing this one again. I'm going to aim for the A final at least, bare minimum. There you go, Max is booking in with Vinny. So what's all this new system you got going on here, Mr. Vinny?
It's just to make it look a little bit less, more professional.
How old are you, by the way?
6.
6? There you go, 6-year-old is handling it perfectly. And then we've got a transponder, so the transponder counts the laps. Plug him into one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So heat number 1, the car is handling a lot better, but again, I've got to get used to the car. Every time you do a setup change, and even when you race on a new track for the first time, it takes a few laps to get the hang of it. So a few crashes in this one. Also, I've got an onboard camera, and I stopped a couple of times to take the camera off and move it to a different position. So we got quite a decent lap time, however, overall position wasn't the best. So because of the camera changes and the crashing, I came last, but we're only half a second off the pace from the fastest car, so not bad. We got a little bit too much front end grip, but we can change the sway bar on the roll bar, that'll give it a little bit less. Next heat, we're going to do well. So here's the front sway bar, and it's been disconnected, so if I put that back on, that's going to give it a little bit less front steering. Boom, there we go, got it back on. So now it's Max's go, you ready? Yes. So in a minute we're going to see if that is a perfect beginner car or not. So Max's first go, he's just practicing. Oh, long way around the track. Here we go, Max's first ever race. No, not yet. Oh, you've gone too soon. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right, we definitely got a durability test going on with it. Oi! You're giving the marshals a bit of a workout, Max. Oh, look, getting better already. By the end of the night, you're going to be a pro. Right, we'll leave him to it. We'll check up on him again a bit later on.
These elite athletes that they are.
So second heat, car is handling really well, but with the sway bar back on, it was feeling a little bit unpredictable until I got used to it. But anyway, I crashed it, put me out of the race early on. But if we look at the actual lap times, I'm still only half a second behind Ben. And Ben is a really good driver. Not many people can really ever keep up with him.
What's going on, Kev?
I thought I was trying to cut the corner, and he didn't make it, and he went into a massive tumble, one ball, snapped that off. So look, crashed again. Still got one of the best lap times on there though, almost. What I was trying to do was run up across there, hit this flat out, and just try and skip the corner a little bit, crashed into there, and then rolled all the way over there, and broke. So here we go, Max is doing his final. Let's see how he gets on after a whole evening of practice. Go, 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 go. Oh, and he's in the wall. So Max is getting a lot more confident with the Yokomo. So I think this is the perfect first beginner car. And with a couple of little upgrades, I reckon this car could even keep up with the top guys. So looking at the lap times, this car here is almost a second a lap faster than my older car. But anyway, we've got to fix it. So I haven't got any spares for now. I've ordered them. They're not here yet. But looking at the ready to run one, the arms look the same. I mean, these might be a little bit stiffer, but they do look like they're going to fit. So let's see if that can fit on there. And then we're going to take it racing again today in this video. And I want to really try and see if I can win, or at least get into the A final. Let's get this thing off of here. Boom! Now onto this one. Boom! Well, it fitted. So now we've got to do wheels on, then go race. Here we are on location for the third time. So here we go again, heat number one. The car is handling absolutely amazingly. And as you can see, I'm getting a lot more confident now. I can tuck it in, get really tight to the apex. The car's really behaving well, not doing anything unpredictable. And we had quite a good run. A couple of crashes, but all in all, really good. So first heat came in third place, but if you compare the lap times, best lap, we are only a tiny little bit behind the fastest lap. Loving these new Schumacher tyres. Servo is ridiculously quick. Motor and speed controller and the battery combo, plenty of power. And here we got heat number two, same as before really, a couple of crashes. So coming third position again, loads of crashes. Ewan, the winner, are you a proud man?
I'm very proud.
So this time I'm going to take these tyres off, and I've got these ones here, exact same tyres, but these ones have got foam inside. These ones, they haven't. So let's put the foams on and then see what happens. You know it. You finally noticed.
Hard enough doing it now.
So here we go, heat number three with the foam inside the tyres. So it's giving a little bit less front end grip. So I didn't really like it, and a couple of crashes. So come second in that one. Marshall did stand on the car and it went a bit funny. Got our secret mechanic over here just making a few changes on the car to see how we get on in the final. So he's standing the back shocks up, standing the front shocks up one, and changing that. Just made it into the A final. Didn't get any clean runs in, but hopefully we can try and work our way up there a little bit. Got the setup changes on there, see what happens. So here we go, the A final, the best final, the final that everybody wants to get into. Car's handling great. We're sort of midfield, trying to catch up the leaders. The new setup really is making the car feel confident and precise. I had a couple of little crashes that cost me a little bit of time, so we didn't win, but we did do well. And if you compare the best lap times, I was almost just as fast as a top running car. So this car's got some great potential. Yeah, really liking the new handling there from the stick mechanic. But anyway, we came fourth in the end, a few crashes there, but pretty good. I'm going to carry on using this car. And if you guys want to see more of this car, then Vinny's Club has actually got a YouTube channel, isn't it?
Yes, it has. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, right.
You'll have to share a link.
We'll put a link to that YouTube channel down below. So I think this is the nicest two-wheel drive buggy that I've ever driven. I think it's really got great potential. A few little tweaks. I think we can make it even better. And if you want to know, we can get everything from the car, the batteries, all the insides. I'm going to put a link to all of that down below. And make sure you check out the South Cams RC Club YouTube channel to stay up to date of how I get on with this car in the future.